One of the most anticipated RPGs of the past decade is Bethesda's Elder Scrolls 6, announced back in 2018 and quietly in development. New information has just leaked. Todd Howard is already talking about the game, and Xbox may have it ready to release sooner than you thought. This is Colteastwood. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Elder Scrolls 6, the release date, and all the details for gameplay. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content, and let's talk about Elder Scrolls 6. Massive leaks have just surfaced about Elder Scrolls 6 that reveal the location, world building, combat, quest system, and all new building and traversal mechanics in an overhauled game engine that has Elder Scrolls fans excited. Bethesda has been quietly working on Elder Scrolls 6, and the leaked full title is Elder Scrolls Iliac. The game is set in Hammerfell, the coastal high rock region of Tamriel, covering a massive arid region just west of the Skyrim map from 2011. One of the most important key leaks from Elder Scrolls Iliac is that Bethesda has been working to overhaul the Creation Engine 2.0 to modernize it to Creation Engine 3.0, a build that is currently improving Starfield for its multi-platform release. This will make Elder Scrolls Iliac a more fluid and modern gaming engine with a better feel and far less loading screens. It is being reported that interior locations to cities and buildings will be loading screen free, as the engine is being overhauled to allow seamless travel between locations and interiors, leaving loading screens only set for long-range fast travel. The compartmentalized Creation Engine in the past has relied on loading screens for nearly every transition to locations, and Bethesda has made it a priority to modernize the game engine to have continued immersion. This immersion will see players across 11 major cities, with 2 massive fortress cities in the vein of Whiterun and Windhelm. The visuals and graphic prowess of Elder Scrolls 6 will be manifested thanks to the modern Creation Engine showcase we've seen from Starfield, but brought to its full potential and glory in a fantasy world with high detail many generations past the current Elder Scrolls Online. Combat has seen a huge improvement to high-impact hit-drag melee and swordplay that has been described as very mature, gritty, violent, and bloody, with dismemberment and wounds up close in first-person combat and third-person gameplay. It is also being confirmed again in this leak that the settlement building will return to Elder Scrolls 6, with castle and fortress building mechanics being added to the series for the first time, allowing you to build your kingdom within the Hammerfell region. Bethesda will also be building upon their legacy games and modern crafting survival games to create immersive and engagement settlement building mechanics that will be optional, with tons of hours of play for fans that want to craft their homestead. But even more surprising is a return rumor that you will be able to build your own battleships from wood and steel to take upon the high coastline for traversal, exploration, and even ship battles that have been made famous by Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Being able to purchase or build ships will include an optional expansive game mechanic for players that want to spend more time out on the high waters of the Iliac Bay. It's also being revealed that some of the high coastal areas and ship exploration will be supported by procedural generation, while many main areas in the Hammerfell region will be handcrafted and cultivated in the new Creation Engine. Story and factions are set to be a major and meaningful part of Elder Scrolls Iliac, with competing and rival factions returning from previous Elder Scrolls titles, like the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, the Fighters Guild, and the Mages Guild. There is the Imperial Cult, which is said to be not joinable in the campaign, and the Temple of Three, a dark elf religion from Morrowind. The Crowns and Forebears also return, but only one can be joined. But for the first time in over a decade, the Dwemer return, a dwarf-like race of elves that were only hinted at in Elder Scrolls Skyrim, alongside the Orsinium Orcs, making Elder Scrolls Iliac one of the most diverse and fully fleshed out populations since Elder Scrolls Online. Many of these leaks have surfaced as far back as 2024, but are now very reminiscent of the Fallout 4 story leaks back in 2014 that ended up becoming true at the game release. The following story setting is very specific and will illustrate to fans what they can expect in Elder Scrolls 6 Iliac. The story that revolves around the Nocturnal, the Perit, and the Akaviri artifact. This means the Elder Scrolls story revolves around Daedric themes and cultist motivations, with all of the included factions fighting for power across Tamriel in the Hammerfell region. A side plot of the story also revolves around the Crown forebearers, who are also joinable factions opposed to the Talmor. You'll be able to fight against the Talmor, the Aldmeri invasion. The landscape, rulers, and towns are all affected by which faction you choose to align with, and will be loaded with RPG-based decisions. Since Elder Scrolls 6 was revealed over 8 years ago, Todd Howard has repeatedly told the media that the game is very deep in development and a long way off. But it's being leaked right now that the game is far more ready than they've let on. In fact, it's very likely that we could see the actual reveal of Elder Scrolls 6 at the Developer Direct for Xbox at the end of January 2026, or as late as the Summer Showcase for Xbox, with a ready reveal and release date for the end of 2026. Leakers are all saying it's highly possible that the game will slip to 2027, as Bethesda usually takes an additional 6 months or so to release their game, but it sounds like Microsoft is putting pressure on Bethesda to release the game for their 25th anniversary in 2026. Marketing for Elder Scrolls 6 Iliac will start ramping up in January of 2026, and the information right now is the game will be exclusive to Xbox and PC for a short window, possibly 3 to 6 months before it comes to PlayStation 5. With the leaks of a massive region surrounding Hammerfell, a high coastal water body that allows shipbuilding, ship battles, and even building your own settlement, castle fortresses, and mature, gritty combat mixed with spells and magic powers, it is sounding like Elder Scrolls 6 Iliac is a highly ambitious, true return to form. It also sounds like the game is ready sooner than we thought, and if this is true, I can't wait to see what Elder Scrolls 6 looks like in 2026, and I hope we get to play it not long after that. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've covered a bunch about Elder Scrolls and Bethesda, and I can't believe way back in 2018 when we saw that first reveal trailer, we thought we were going to get our hands on Elder Scrolls 6 just a couple of years later, and now it's been almost 10 years. And I think it's funny that Todd Howard has tried to give us an idea or an impression that the game isn't coming out anytime soon, but it looks like Elder Scrolls 6 is almost ready, and I hope they deliver a full-fledged and fleshed out game that is really true to form for Elder Scrolls 6. I myself personally am really looking forward to more settlement building. I'm a big fan of games like Enshrouded, where you build your own fortresses, castles, and villages. And I love the ship battles that are included in the modern Assassin's Creed games. I can't wait to see what it's like building your own ship, taking those out on the water, and really mixing up the gameplay between on-ground combat and getting out on the high seas. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of new weekly content. And also, if you want to further support the work we're doing here on the Colteastwood channel, you can do that by hitting the join button below. That'll get you early access for videos, special privileges in the chat for the live show, and so much more. Also, if you want to check out more discussion about what's going on in the games industry across PC and console, check out the XNC podcast. We do a weekly show on Monday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll break down all of the gaming news, talk about leaks and rumors and everything that you can expect in the coming year, because 2026 is going to be incredibly insane. Let me know what you think about Elder Scrolls 6, and if you're ready to get hands-on and see this game as soon as possible, and what you plan to do and which guild you will finally join. Let me know in the comment section. As you do that, as I always say, please remember, be nice.